Producer Luce Cannon recently claimed that he walked in on Diddy having sex with Reginald Bell Johnson, who played Carl Winslow on Family Matters. That's what he said, not what we said. Take a look.
Like when Diddy, Carl Winslow, we was at the party. I hear just wearing out. I'm like, huh? Like hearing that, I'm like, on 6-0, who's wearing this bitch out?
Right.
Kicking the door. I seen Carl Winslow. Diddy came back and he was telling me, he was like, it's nothing more enjoyable than having a man do something for some money.
What are your thoughts? And do you think it's time to stop exposing people's sex lives if it's consensual? Al, what do you think about this?
I don't know if I'm ready for the exposing people's sex lives to be over just yet. Now, whether it's consensual or not consensual, but I will have to say in this particular case, I just don't believe it. I got to be honest. I don't believe this, but let's just, for the benefit of the story, say that it did happen, or let's just entertain what he's saying. Now I understand why TD Jakes could be added to the chat, because Winslow looks like TD Jakes, doesn't he? So, maybe Diddy allegedly has a type. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of everything.
I love TD Jakes, so I can't do TD like that. But I'll just say this. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny, to be honest. Now, I don't know if I believe it. My whole thing is, so you wouldn't kick the door down. I just think he's a great storyteller, as he's a comedian. So, they just know how to tell a story. But I mean, that at the same time, it is a little bit wild. Like Diddy, Carl Winslow, that's a random link up. So, like to kind of put those two together, it's like, where would you pull that from? So there could be some truth to it. I mean, I feel like something has happened with Diddy and men at this point, because everybody has a story, but at the same time, everybody has a story. So we don't know if it's actually true.
Going from J-Lo to Mr. Winslow, I don't know.
You want to be messy? Go ahead and be messy.
Yes, get it out.
If it's consensual, why are we reporting on it? But it's just, I think it's such a ridiculous story. But I will say this, if y'all want them on the show, Charisse and Luce Cannon, she wants to come on the show. She's actually hit me up. So we could ask them themselves and they can maybe further explain this. But like saying you're an eyewitness to this, and I really want to know, like, I would ask him, if you were there with a girl, like, why did you kick in the door when you heard the male sex noises? Like, why did you kick in the door? Like, if I'm at someone's house, I wouldn't kick in someone's door of someone else's house. Now, if I hear those noises at my house, I'm kicking the door, waving the fo-fo. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about kicking in someone. Do you believe the story? Do y'all believe it?
Oh, I just said I don't believe it.
I don't really believe it either.
I think there's such a bandwagon now because, like, of course, there's this whole thing, right? Like, it was, and then I saw it, but then there are a lot of things that are in people's closets, but if it's consensual, tell me about the abuse. But this is just such a ridiculous story. It might be true.
I just want to know, like, if he's going on a podcast telling bold-faced lies, if it's not true, this is a bold-faced lie, and he's not only telling a lie, but he is inferring that Diddy has sex with men. Right. So to me, I would be infuriated. I would be very upset if he's not only telling a lie as far as who I had sexual relationships with, but then also to try to say that I am also gay and I am into men. Those are two different offenses. I just don't. Is he that bold to go down that route with Diddy right now because he may be vulnerable, or why would he open himself up to possible defamation?
And I was talking to my lawyer today about defamation because, again, I had another incident, right? And my lawyer was saying that legislation actually needs to be changed because there's a different standard, a higher standard when you're a celebrity public figure. Yeah, like you can get away with saying a lot more stuff about public figures, where the average person on the street, they really can have a much stronger case for defamation. And that's why when people say, well, if it's a lie, then why are they not suing? It's so hard to really prove defamation. Actual damages you have to show. It's really hard. Like, and damage isn't just being embarrassed on the internet. It has to be more than that, right? Right. So I don't know. What were we going to say, Armand?
And well, let me just add to what you're saying. And as far as that, in some cases, like what we've seen, the celebrity or the public figure suing the nobody or the lesser person, all it does is end up benefiting that person somehow in the long run. So you spend all this money to go to court just for this person to get some clout, because that's all it usually ends up being about anyway. But
they'd be so happy that you actually acknowledge them after all these years, and they're like, oh my God, and then they screenshot when you block them, and it's like, that's another flex. And I got under your skin. That's another flex.
Right.
We have some comments. Same one who claimed he was with Shawnee O'Neal. Oh yeah, that's what he did say. Beulah Jonas said, this Diddy saga is getting too much. I am tired of it. And Joseph Savage said, so who's the top and who's the bottom? Jay Scott said there's going to be a cease and desist issued real soon.
Oh, that was what I was going to say real quick. I think that people are kicking Diddy's back in because they feel like, honestly, there is probably no coming back for his career. So any allegiance that you had with him or any fear that you had of him being a gatekeeper or taking opportunities away from you, you're at this point like, let me get in and kick him while he's down because he can't do anything for me anymore. Diddy's career is pretty much done and is tarnished at this point. So I think people now just don't even care about, that relationship or burning that bridge. So they're just going to do what they have to do to get their engagement up.
Yeah.